So when I went to the Korean store, this is some of the stuff I got. I went to two Korean stores. One's called the H Market and one was called Greenland Grocery, I believe. So I got these. They're noodle sticks. That's what I use for my chow mein noodles. And I believe, let me see. That doesn't say on here. Well, I think this is Korean. I got some dried mushrooms. They're sliced. And these are a product of China. I got this here, which is dark soy sauce. Now, they said the dark is not as salty as regular soy sauce. Hello? And that's what I wanted to use. And I think this is a product of China, I believe. That's like a brand name in China. Now this here is Korean. And this is oyster sauce. And you can see the lettering's different. Korean's more like this. Chinese is like this. And then I got this, which is also Korean. It's sesame oil. This is the ramen noodles that I get. They're similar to the ones I've seen in Korea when I was there. And I got a package of seaweed. They're like snacking size. Roasted seaweed. This is good to add to eggs or a salad or anything, or just eat them like that. But this is what I used. I think that was it to make my chicken chow mein. See, I also got these. They say they're chow mein noodles. That is a Japanese brand. And you see how the wording's different on that also. So you can see the different wordings. You got like this kind of lettering, Korean, and Chinese. I was going to do my chow mein. I can't really see what the noodles look like. They feel kind of like the ramen noodles. This is round, around, this one's square, I think. Anyway, I used those noodles and they were perfect. All you do is boil them. I mean, it's like 2 or 3 minutes, not very long at all. And then you take them out, you rinse them, and they're real nice. So I'll have to show you my chow mein. I'm so proud of myself because I wanted it to taste like chow mein. You know, sometimes you try to get it exactly maybe like a restaurant would have it or like it's supposed to taste. Sometimes we go, oh, something's missing. But it came out great. I had the boneless chicken thighs that I cut up. They were skinless and boneless. They were perfect in there. You know, they stayed tender and juicy. And once I had put all my vegetables, but I'll show you the dish. I had carrots that I cut up in like little sticks. They say matchsticks. I had celery. Oh, and I also bought another staple from Korea. This here is kimchi. And kimchi is just cabbage, as you see. It's just cabbage. And it's kind of fermented. And they have different ones. Like, I like the cabbage one. Well, I got the cabbage. But they have some just made out of radishes, Korean radish. When I was in Korea, I didn't like kimchi. Mama-san made it in a big clay bowl that was buried pretty much in the ground to keep it cold. And then she have her kimchi down there. She would just dig it out. And when she'd make more, she'd put it back in there. I used the kimchi sauce for shrimp when I was there. I like the sauce. It's a little spicy. But at that time, I wasn't a cabbage eater. There was that. But I had this. My kids love kimchi. So my son had mentioned it. He said, well, what about kimchi? And I said, oh, so I picked this up and I did try it. It's not as spicy as I thought it was going to be, and it's very good. It's a good supplement to the rest of this stuff. So there was my Korean purchases. Well, like I said, I got Japan, I got China, and I got Korea. First time making chicken chow mein from scratch. I was going to make rice, but I don't have any. Looks good. Hope it tastes as good as it looks.